finished weaving my last sling of the day. The wife's getting ready for tomorrow. She's got some stuff to do. The kids are in bed, and I have a little bit of juice on the cell phone, and I thought, haven't gone live in a while. I think I will. I've got some new knives in that we'll be reviewing this year. I've got a series that I'm getting ready to start, a few series. Coming up hopefully soon will be a belt knife showdown that I've got coming up that I'm pretty excited about. And then I've got a stabby pokey video. I think I'm going to fill a duffel bag up with sand and put a flak jack on it. Flak. What's up, Kevin? It's been good, man. Put a flak jacket on a sand-filled duffel bag and stab it with a few various knives just to let you guys know how that experience goes. And we'll be comparing some half-breed blades to the more common Benchmade SOCP. And even if the Benchmade SOCP performs well, still don't suggest you get it, because screw Benchmade. Spartan makes the same knife, and surely it's better. I actually bought one for my dad with trainer when we were deployed at the same time. But anyways, so that will be coming up. Oh, and what's up, Brandon? We'll also be doing that test with the Sykes Fairbairn dagger. I need to do a review on the Sykes Fairbairn. It's going to be hard for me to do. I'm going to have to figure it out. Not sure how it'll go. Do you have any pin walks on that PSA dagger? Just wondering. Seen a couple videos. No pins walking at all. The pins on mine are roll pins, and suckers have not moved, and they were a nightmare for me to get out and to put back in. They ain't going anywhere. But the only reason I pulled them out is because I put an OEM Gen 3 Glock trigger in. Why don't I like Benchmade? Well, in 2016, after Benchmade was caught cutting up guns, which everybody probably remembers, people started looking into Benchmade and realized that they had started donating less and less to the Republican Party. In 2016, donated 100% to the Democrat Party. Weird year to do that, right? That's pretty common knowledge. But not only did they do that, what's less common knowledge is they were the #1 supporter of, oh, I love Brisa, dude. Brisa's amazing. They were the #1 supporter of knife rights for years, and then Civil War and why it's all a psyop. Hit me up in a second, and we can talk about that for sure. That's where I'll sound crazy, but that's all right. Anyways, without warning, after being Knife Right's biggest supporter for a long, long time, Benchmade pulled the rug out from under him. My interpretation of that is, as they're sucking off all the commies and trying to get political favors, it didn't do them any good to also be directly involved with a pro-2A legal entity. And I'm a big supporter of knife rights. If you guys don't know, I try to do everything that I can to help Doug Ritter out and help those guys out. And you know, I've helped raise some pretty good money. So I didn't know Brisa was making all of their blades in ADCR V2 now. That is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Someone commented, same as Black Rifle Coffee. Black Rifle Coffee is getting even worse and going to, bring in Joe Rogan right down with them. And I say bring in Joe Rogan right down with them, but they're in the same bed. They're the same thing. Same. Different, but same. So that sucks. Anyways, okay, there are a few things that I missed. I got a question about Civil War in the U.S. and some other things. Ask me some more specific questions and I'll get to them. In the meantime, we'll talk about the new pocket knife that I have. This is the Drop Point MILF from Half Breed Blades. Frame lock, chonky. I really like the ergos on it. It's got 3 different sized holes in the blades here, and you've got 3 different thumb studs to fit in all of them. Yeah, freaking screw Black Rifle Coffee. Kevin, this is S30, which I haven't used an S30 knife, S30V. This phone is just so terrible. I apologize, guys, but I haven't used S30. What's up, Hops? Hoppies. I've been told it's Hoppies. I haven't used S30 since my zero tolerance 0350, and I liked it quite a bit. And I was thinking about the other day, and I was like, the modern half-breed blades are more zero tolerance than the new zero tolerance is. So, yeah, BRCC not only spoke out against the Kenosha kid when he needed the help, because who cares about who supports him now, but not only did they speak out against him, they've done a bunch of other shady crap too. They're absolutely a psyop, and they have misled people within the conservative party. It's just another tool. Diesel Brothers, nice. I've never seen you with the Bark River. What are your thoughts on the company? I've never been called out for that before. Talk about another time. I'm transparent, but I don't feel like getting into that. Anyways, I was saying, Kevin, do you remember that dude who was commenting on your posts and my posts about Ontario, saying some crazy stuff? Golly, what a freaking nutcase, man! I've got some good trolls recently. They haven't been posting as much. I think a few of them are Brass Bandicoot, but speaking of Civil War, there's a mural of General Buell in Munfordville. I've been wanting to get a pic with a bike. Oh, dude, yes, we need to go do that on the bikes. Let me know, and I'm gonna help you get your stuff going. Kevin, so it was in response to one of your comments. So I'm guessing if you missed it, you'll never see it. But he commented directly on some of your comments, and it was freaking crazy, dude. I might have to. I don't know if you have the same name on Instagram or if you use Instagram, but I might have to repost his comments and tag you in it, because obviously you're in it since it's in the picture, since he's responding to you. Freaking, it'll blow your mind, dude. Crazy. Okay, so one of the other things that we'll be, all right, I'll tag you. We'll be talking about here fairly shortly is this guy from Half Breed Blades. Pretty stoked about it. Cool blade. I've been wearing it around today. Most of the Half Breed blades that I've used so far are thick with 2 C's, but they're just so flawlessly made. And one of the next things I'm going to be doing with that is with the Half Breed blades. Sorry, I might be covering my microphone. Let me go like that. When I get my large bush knife, Half Breed Blades large bush knife back from a friend, we're gonna break it, and I don't know what it's gonna take to break that thing. It's gonna be a terrible video. Oh, you're asking what this is? This is Half Breed Blades. I am a huge fan of the SECR 2.5, and it is the first SE that I bought. And it was so interesting to me when I got it. It was so unpopular, and it's just fantastic. And I think when SE releases their CR 3.0, that will be even better, honestly. Thomas said, not a fan of Tanto blades, changed my mind. So, on that note, I don't think that this is an authentic or traditional, hey, what's up, Stan Strong? Good to have you. Tanto. In fact, I think what we think of as a Tanto is just an angle between grinds. I'm not really up to speed on what a Tanto is or is not, but just going off of the basic definition of what a Tanto is, it's not my choice either. You know, if I was going to pick a blade for something, I don't think I would ever pick a Tanto for anything. I, you know, they say stronger tip, piercing power, this, that, the other. I like them. Those things may be true. I don't need them. So I really prefer a drop point. I could have gotten this guy in a Tanto. For me, for general things, um, I just like a drop point better for almost everything. But I'm a knife enjoyer. I appreciate knives of a lot of different kinds, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this, guaranteed. Okay, I had some other questions that I missed here. I might be able to look at the chat, but half of my screen is broken, so I wouldn't be able to tell anyways. The only time I can see chats is when they pop up again, but we've got a lot of people coming in here. Swamp Dog, what's up, man? Swamp Dog, I have got to get into a podcast with you. I'm so sorry that I haven't. It's been weird, man. Uh, Traditional clip point, drop point, and Warncliffe for Kevin. Um, I like Warncliffe for a lot of things. Um, and I like clip point for a lot of things. Swamp Dog said he's become partial to karambits. I love the idea of a karambit. I just feel like I would need a lot of practice with it to be competent with it, and I don't do enough knife fighting stuff. Ash asked what the knife in the thumbnail is. This is from Half Breed Blades. I shouldn't get this wrong, but I believe this is the MCK02. Sometimes I get my numbers and stuff mixed up when I'm on the spot live, so you might have to forgive me for that. But fairly certain this is the MCK2. Thomas, I hope I'm saying it's right. It's Tuomas. I'm guessing it's pronounced Thomas, but I could be off, so I apologize if I am. What is my EDC knife? I have a lot of EDC knives. For folders, I would say my most common carry is a Hogue EX02 or EXF02. I share it a lot. Love that knife. And then behind that is a Spyderco PM2 and S35VN and a Hogue RSK-G2, the Ritter Survival Knife. Love that thing. And actually the Half Breed Blades Large Bush Folder. Freaking love that knife. What's up, bud? Anyways, and this will become part of that. I really enjoy this knife a lot more than I thought I would, because it looks so basic. It looks like in my hand and in this video, it looks like the most basic frame lock knife ever. But this whole side is 420 stainless steel, so it's kind of thick, kind of heavy. The pivot looks nice. The action is nice. This whole side is G10. It's got some heft to it. It's kind of thick, and I like the choil on it. I like it a lot. So it will become part of the EDC. Let's see. Recon and Resupply said blade guides are different than gun guys. It's true, man. And yeah, podcast. If you got blade centric podcast, hit me up on there. I just saw something about Joe Rogan. Okay, did a video on co-op Joe Rogan too. Cheers. Oh, good deal, good deal. Crocodile Dundee sheath, yeah. So guys, I'm really not a knife channel, and I don't know if everybody knows that or not, or if I don't know that I actually am. but but I do like knives. And what's funny is once you like knives, there's a lot of different kinds of knife people. Uh, you would never know. Oh, Kevin said pocket check. He has a Para 3 and S45 VN right now. That's sick. And a LC200N UKPK. I don't know what the UKPK is, but I do love LC200N. Half Breed Blades Mil Spec Warncliffe folder. Very cool. Strider. There you go. Butterfly Bowie knife. Um, what I would like to do, uh, Zancudo. No, hey, the Zancudo in D2 is a good knife. My first Zancudo in D2, oh, the UK legal pin knife. I gotcha. Those are pretty cool looking. The first D2 uh, Ontario pocket knife that I got was defective. The lock failed on it pretty quickly. They took care of it right away. They sent me another one in D2, and I like it well enough. I just don't love it. But I mean, uh, the one that I have has carbon fiber scales. It was a gift to me. I typically carry it when I want a thin and lightweight knife, but when it comes to the money, if you can get the D2 model with the normal grip scales for really cheap, it's a great option. Um, the thing is about the knives now is there are so many good cheap options. Um, so yeah, it's interesting. For anybody in Texas, I believe that I will be in Texas for the Texas Blade Show March 12th. So if you want to swing by and give me a bother, please do. If you guys see me anywhere, feel free to give me a shout out. But a lot of people on the last day of Blade Show are like, oh, hey, I wanted to say hi to you the other day, but I didn't want to bug you or whatever. You guys will not be bugging me. Call me out, pull me to the side. Don't matter. I'd love to meet you. So let's see. If we want to get into the Civil War stuff, guys, ask me specific questions so I can do it some justice. Swamp Dog, see you soon, buddy. Um, Freaking have a good evening. Yeah, stand strong. I don't know how far you are from Dallas Fort Worth, but might be worth going. Um, that would be cool. The Orange G10 Black Oxide CR2.5 is sick. There's an SOE survival event next weekend. Dude, I didn't even know, but the next 3 weekends. Okay. Recon and Resupply asked me about the Recon and Resist belt video. I need to actually get back into that. I've got a lot of stuff to say uh, about that. Swamp Dog Armory, dude, if you want to go to Blade Show, hit me up. It's a really cool deal. I really need to get back into Recon and Resistance. I want to shortly. I was actually supposed to do a Recon class with Justin Vidito here. I have dropped the ball on him and his schedule by not advertising it. I really, really should have. So, what I'm going to have to do is talk to him about planning it for another time and do it right. Um, so, that'll probably be in the fall. And um, I might do a recon class on my own. We sell shooting classes to civilians. Medford Smooth Criminal. Oh, those are pretty cool. Nice, should be very close to and similar in the particular model's performance. Um, oh, so we sell shooting classes to civilians, right? And I talked to somebody about this lately. Um, your shooting part of combat is the smallest part of combat. And if you don't get yourself into the right position, it's the part where you either die or you get out with your tail between your legs. Um, Everything else is so much more important, but it just doesn't sell. And the one thing that civilians will not be able to do, and when I say civilians, anybody who's not military, uh, uh, will be at a disadvantage for is gathering intelligence. And that's what you're going to have to get good at, and it means suckfest, the most boring thing on the planet, but I want to get some training going on that to get you guys a little more comfortable in the bush. Microtech making the SOCOM Bravo in China. I know that Microtech has always been or was a quality brand or whatever, but I always looked at them like they were crap, and I can't help it, and I don't think it's right, and I don't think they deserve that. Obviously, they're very expensive, and people loved them. That's great. That's cool. I always looked at them and I was like, man, that looks like crap. So I didn't know that they shipped to China. Not even surprised. Let's see. I missed how do you sharpen your knives. My favorite way to sharpen my knives is with the Work Sharp Precision Adjust Sharpener. Why? Because it allows you to control your angles and perfectly sharpen a knife easily um, without having any skill or talent, and it does it at a price point that I can afford. Now, I didn't buy mine, I got mine to review, but the reason that I never had a Wicked Edge or a is it KME? The reason I didn't have one of the knife sharpeners is because, guys, even doing as many knife things as I do, I couldn't put down $300 to $500 on a sharpener. I wanted to so many times, I just couldn't do it. So, and I got that Work Sharp. I got knives sharp like I'd never had before. I even reprofiled them. Buy the upgrade kit that gets the 3 extra grits. So I did get the upgrade kit, the Elite, and it's well worth it. But even if a person could only get the $50 one, freaking go for it, man. That $50 can change your life. Yeah, Thomas said he uses the Wicked Edge. I bet it's freaking absolutely worth it, man. And what I would like, actually, what I'd prefer, I think, is the TS Prof kit from Russia that is specifically designed for handling large knives with 2 clamps on it. Because I've got a lot of big knives and I got a lot of thick knives. Even this half breed sucker's a 1/4 inch thick. I might do a break video eventually on this one. Work Sharp F'd the blade near the handle, lesson learned. Did you use the, are you talking about the Work Sharp belt sander? Because that can definitely do that. But yeah, I might have to do a break video on this one because I don't think you could break this knife with any kind of normal use at all. I mean, it's just so freaking thick. It's thick with all of the C's. The only thing, the most ridiculous knife that I own is the Tops Roughneck, and it's like a 2.5 or 3 inch blade, and it's 3/8 of an inch thick, 5160. I could do a video breaking that. That'd be terrible. It'd be so much work. I'd be all like sledgehammer stuff to break that thing. I don't even know if it's really possible with the length, the amount of leverage you could get on it. But yeah, I did do more recon stuff, and guys, yeah, she is a fatty. All this bushcraft stuff, guys, the thing is, all of these knives, all of this bushcraft stuff that I do is all tactical. You need to be comfortable in the woods. And when I say comfortable, you're not going to be comfortable. You need to be comfortable being there. You need to be comfortable sleeping outside of a tent. You need to be used to bugs and critters and being really hungry, really thirsty, and lightheaded, and everything else, it's just a suck fest, honestly. And but you need to experience the suck fest before you're in it for real. So it's all tactical. Hoppy said China got them twice this month. Two different Whoopi jackets from two different companies. They're all imported, as far as I know. Um, um, Bussy Ash won 5/16 thick INFI steel. I have a Scrapyard Knife Works that we'll be testing here pretty soon. Someday I'll get a Bussy and INFI just to break it. Um, what I've actually thought about doing is getting one in INFI and having a reputable maker exactly copy it in other steels to the best of their ability. Do CPM 3V, do Z Tough or Z Wear, one of those, Z Tough, I think. A few of these other super steels that are really, really tough, make them exactly the same to the absolute best of their ability on edge thickness and everything, and compare them side by side. Kevin said he has a Scrapyard too, and it chipped cutting a copper penny. Dude, the fit and finish on the Scrapyard Knife Works is trash. It's absolutely terrible. Mine has burnt edges on it. Also SR 101, which, guys, you don't get to rename 52100. I'm sorry, it's not a new steel. But Bussy's weird because it was like the thing, what, 10 years ago now? Now you hardly ever hear about them. Even a lot of knife guys don't know much about them. Yeah, Adirondack Mountains in upstate New York. I actually did the Alone survival um, testing up there on Bear Mountain, and it was interesting. Um, Kevin said INFI is D2. Tell me more. I was not under the impression that that was the case. But tell me more. Um, we'll have to talk about that, Kevin, because that would make for quite a video that would just piss so many people off. If I could pull up, a components chart or a materials chart showing the different elements in the steels and show that they're the same. I've never even heard that, but that would rock some boats. That'd be fantastic. Um, and guys, I will have to do a video actually on D2, um, Eaton Crow. I still think that if I was making the ultimate survival knife, the last knife for the rest of your life, all this other crap, this, that, and the other, that I would not choose D2, but it just can't be as bad a steel as everybody is led to believe in the industry. And it might not be compositionally ideal, but I used my Half-Breed Blades large bush knife. I got a bunch of chips in the edge from accidentally hitting a rock, which didn't surprise me. And I sharpened it out with a Viking stone, and then I stropped it and got it back. And I was so impressed. And I was like, gotta eat crow here. And the Work Tough knives also in their Bowler K110, I believe it is, which is what Half-Breed Blades uses as well. It's just good stuff. But my favorite steels are 1080, 1084, 5160, 52100, ADCRV2, 1080 plus, which is ADCRV2. I like 3V, but honestly, I think I like those steels. I think better than 3V. I've also noticed in my pocket knives when comparing Hogue's 154 cm to their M390 and comparing it to Spyderco's S35 VN. So we have two different brands there. It's not a direct comparison, but I really like the 154 cm, man. I know it, I can tell it doesn't hold an edge as long, but it was so easy to get such a good edge on there with the Work Sharp Precision Adjust. I just like it a lot. I just really liked it. I love 12C27, the cheapest turd steel on the market. I think it's fantastic. I love Daily Shank said ADCR-V2 is such an epic steel, not enough talk about it. And I like 420HC. I do. I like it. If you didn't tell me that it was a cheap steel, yeah, I would notice that it dulled more quickly, but it's so easy to sharpen and it's stupidly tough. When done right, I'd be like, I would, if you didn't tell me it was a cheap steel, I wouldn't know it was a cheap steel. I'd think it was freaking the greatest thing. So corrosion resistant. People, the marketing has really had a lot to do with a lot of this. Daily Shank said ADCR-V2 is such an epic steel, not enough talk about it. So when I was working with Dry Creek Forge and Ross Gammons, we were working together with Dry Creek Forge for a long time, and I was kind of the mouthpiece for the brand. Not fully, but that was a big part of what I did, and I was trying to convince people about ADCR-V2, like shouting it from the rooftops, like, guys, this is the stuff. And people were just not into it. It was just 1095, more carbon, this, that, and the other. People are figuring it out, man. It's taken a while, but people are figuring it out. Another steel on the favorites list, 8670. Freaking great. So, Brandon asked if I do blacksmithing to make knives to test your concept designs or have a company do it. I don't do any blacksmithing. None of my stuff is forged yet, and probably never will be, to be honest. And forging, for those who don't know, does not make anything stronger. Everybody's like, when you forge something, it aligns the molecules. No, that's what normalizing and heat treating does. It's a completely different thing than forging. Barrels, for instance, or knives. Anything that is forged has to be normalized afterwards because the forging process creates stress fractures. If it's not normalized, it will break. So you forge whatever it is that you're forging, you normalize it to get the grain structure back to where you started, and then you heat treat it to align all of your molecules. Which means that if you hadn't forged it and you'd started from billet from the very beginning, which is already normalized, it'd be the exact same, except you're cutting a step out. The forging thing is so annoying to me. Old Spice, I'm sorry. Yeah, Old Spice, I remember you telling me about your bucks and how long you've been using them, and I don't think that those old bucks used 420HC. They might have used 440C. I'm not exactly sure. 440C is another steel that's fantastic and has gotten a bad rap from all the Chinese crap that was labeled 420C. Tempted Adverse, where can I find your knives? My knives, when in stock, which is a big when, are available at exodusknifeandtool.com. These nuts, good to see ya. 440C in the old days, good to know. I actually have a friend who used to work for Buck in the old days, and he branched off and started his own company, which is great. Which I like quite a bit. I need to start testing his knives more again. I'm getting to the point, guys, where it's like I'm starting to do I'm going to try and do sponsorships for the Knife News update. So if you're a knife nerd, be there at the last Friday of every month at 6 o'clock, or we might change it to 7 o'clock. I'll let everybody know. Every single month, I'm going to do a knife news update. I'm going to live premiere it so we can watch it at the same time together. And I'm going to open it up for sponsorships because I need to make freaking money with this channel. How I make money on this channel is I advertise my brands, Beach and Tactical and Exodus Knife and Tool. It works. I sell my products. What are my thoughts on the something STAC mag carriers? No experience with them, never even heard of them. But if I'm going to spend more time on YouTube, I've got to actually make more money doing the YouTube. 440C lasts a lifetime. And the stuff we're talking about would be good for 4 lifetimes. Depends on how you use your knife, because a lot of knives I use are good for a couple trips. Yeah, girl.
Sorry, if I run the blow dryer.
Shut the door.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah, I have been afraid of getting sponsors, and I won't allow it to affect my videos. We're gonna take these half-breed blades out, whichever ones. We're gonna test the crap out of them. They send me these knives, and we're gonna break them, and you're gonna see the process of breaking it. And if, like, I take it out and it breaks like a toothpick, they know you're gonna see it break like a toothpick, and it is what it is. But I've never felt comfortable accepting money. I shouldn't say it, but Cry Havoc. I'm working on this kit. I'm having a hell of a time working on my gun, getting my freaking fixed front sight post off. The tapered pins are giving me a hell of a time. I'm using break free. I've got the Brownells block. I've got the punches. I've got a hammer. What the hell? I cannot get them out. And this dude's like, dude, I sent you this product right away. Well, guess what? I already sold you 5 units. From the fact that I shared your stuff, I know someone who personally bought 5 of them from you. So you've already made your money back. You're not paying me. So don't hound me about my timeline. Yeah, so the pins got one way, so I've got the Brownells block that's labeled out and in. I might drill them out. I've got new ones. I think heat is a great idea. I've got a torch downstairs. I don't know why I didn't think of doing that. I'll PB blast them, bang on them a little bit, and I'll probably just heat them up. I don't want to melt my Brownells block that I bought just for doing this, because it was kind of expensive, I'm going to be honest. But I think it's an absolutely great product. I think it's going to be worth it. I'm going to have 2 takedown guns. I still have to zero my Leo takedown that I've gotten back. I think the Project Covert Fighting Rifle is a fantastic idea, and I think people need to be beating on these rifles and taking them to classes so people know what to expect. Because putting your doggone full-size fighting rifle into a lunch bag is kind of a big deal, right? But have a good night. Stand strong. But anyways, it's just time, guys. All right, we got a lot of stuff here. Yeah, that makes sense, Kevin. I gotcha. Well, good stuff. I'm going to start working on the knife news update. The other thing that I'm doing is I've got knives from Tops, Essie, Becker, and Ontario Knife and Tool. Tops, Essie, Becker, K-Bar, Ontario Knife and Tool. I'm going to be doing a series where I send those to Australia, to Cedric and Ada, Pete at Cedric and Ada. He's going to do some edge testing on them. Then I'm going to do a review on them, and then I'm going to break all of them. And we're going to see how 1095 from different companies stacks up. Honestly, I haven't started it because I've got a whole outfit. I'm gonna dress up like Pete. I need to get better at the Australian accent. I have to spend time on YouTube videos practicing certain words, and I'm gonna try and do a whole video with an Australian accent. It's gonna be terrible. I'm gonna try and make it as funny as possible and ridiculous. Um, and in a friendly way, we'll be making fun of Pete. I think it's going to be a good time. I talked to him about doing it before I did it, before I set it up, but I think it's going to be fantastic, and I would encourage him to make fun of me in return. But he's a great guy, guys. If you like knife videos, the only knife channel that I watch is Cedric and Ada. And I do enjoy some of Advanced Knife Bros content, but he's typically making fun of me. Um, and I don't get quite as much, feel like, real information from him as I do from Cedric and Ada. I think he's great for the average person, but I feel like Pete pulls more data out of his videos. I think he should be the number one freaking knife channel on the doggone interwebs. So if you like knives, Cedric and Ada, go follow him. He's freaking the best. Um, so anyways, that's going to be a fun collab. That's going to be a 3-video series. It's just a lot of stuff, guys. A lot of freaking stuff. Well, does anybody have anything else that they would like to add for the night, or should we call it a night? I'm not having anything. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got a bunch of stuff here. FM15 from Brownells. Not familiar. SKS. Never jammed. It's got a bayonet. That is something. 1095, the steel that never quits. I like my 1095 knives, but guys, if you look at some of the ratings and charts and stuff like that, 1084 is supposed to have the same or similar edge holding as 1095 and be like 4 times tougher. 1095 is just available everywhere, and it's great, and it's good enough, and it's cost effective, but it's crazy to me that it's become the standard. What about getting your knives on the Brownells website? I would like to do that. I don't know if we can make enough knives. I mean, we're going to be selling, I think, on every knife retailer in the U.S., Europe, and Asia shortly. And I can't keep knives in stock. I get 80 or 100 knives and sell out of them in a couple hours. A lot of times, they sell so freaking fast. But I wouldn't be opposed to talking to Brownells. Wholesale deals are not my department, though. That would be White River Knives department. I would just get a cut of that. That's bigger than me. But yeah, I would love to do it. I mean, I don't know the people. Maybe you guys know the people. Freaking let's make it happen. Especially when I get more combat type knives. I've never seen a 1095 comparison series. Looking forward to seeing that. Big fan of 1095. And I just talked crap on 1095, guys. I like 1095. I just want that to be clear. But if I was going to look at a standard steel, make an industry standard steel, it would be 1084. What are the brothers making knives? Seen them test with barbell weights? Miller Brothers. Yeah, they're tough. They're thick. And man, have they gotten expensive. Dakota Myers and Tim Kennedy say things like civilians that train with armor want to be operators. Yeah. It's psyops, dude. They are government shills being propped up by our government, and basically anybody that you see that's really big, not everybody, but these guys that you see that are this big, they're constantly being made relevant. They're all freaking shills. Yeah, so Dustin, they were using 5160 back in the day. Now I think it's like all 3V and Work Tough. I mean Z Tough and other stuff, fancy stuff. Grand Thumb and Lucas Botkin are way better than Tim or Dakota Goofs. I don't know enough to say. I think I like Grand Thumb well enough, but swap in an AR-10 and 6.5 Creedmoor with a 308 because of ammo availability. Don't I don't know if the bolt face is the same between the two. That's above my pay grade. But I tell you what, if you want to know about 308 ARs, you go to 308ar.com, go to the forum, tell them that I sent you. You will find out exactly what you know way better than anybody else. Somebody said Hollow Ground SK5. SK5 is similar to a Japanese equivalent of 1080. I love it. As a general rule, I don't like hollow grinds, but they can be great. It is what it is. Bolt face is the same. It should just be a barrel. Anyone else making knives like Miller Brothers? No. There are people making knives as thick as Miller Brothers, but Miller Brothers are incredibly fancy, incredibly thick, and I don't know of anybody else that specializes in what they do, and they have their own style. So even if there is somebody else making knives as tough or anything else, it won't be the equivalent of Miller Brothers, because Miller Brothers is Miller Brothers. I mean, they have carved out a niche for themselves. I would love to test one when they were actually probably looking for people to test their knives. I was too small to even have a chance. Now, I don't even think they'd be interested. But in a lot of their original testing, they would cut through metal and stuff like that, and then go to cut like a seatbelt strap, and they'd be like sawing on it because there'd be giant rips in the edge. Bro, you didn't just successfully cut through metal. You ripped your edge, the knife is ruined, that's a fail. But, any knife would do that. It's not a problem. It's just, don't try and show that you just successfully did this, because you didn't. But they're fantastic. Condor Katana in 1075 a few weeks ago. There might be no practical room in this world for a katana anymore. Maybe there is, but there might not be. But even if there isn't, I still want to play with one. It's just, can you look at a katana and not want to play with it? I don't know. Looks like fun to me. I think I should get myself do a video. People have these ideas of how a sword will chop. I should do a video where I get a sword, a katana, or something from a at least decent company like Condor and chop down a tree with it. It'd take me a whole freaking day. But I should do it just to kind of make a point about what they can and can't do. Marshall Santiago, if you've got a question that you want to ask, just ask it. Cyber Productions, what's up? The sword on the Miller Brothers website. They're so expensive. They're so nice. I would love to have a Miller Brothers sword. That would be wild. The HNRs are cool, and I wish that H&R was still a company. An axe is more practical than a sword, but for what I do, for bushcraft stuff and walking on foot and hoofing it and going lightweight, I prefer a knife. Man, I love my axes. I have a whole collection of axes. I will have more of a collection of axes. I've got some wild ones. Hoppies, have a good night, bud. Mariah, you almost done? All right. Well, that's probably about it. Have you ever seen or held EDKH? If you mean EGKH, as in ex-Gurkha Kukri House, yes, I used to co-own that company. I thought guns were expensive till you showed me around Blade Show. Ain't that the truth? iDubbbz's documentary on Sam Hyde. It's pretty interesting. There are a lot of hilarious moments in it. I have not. I can check that out. Gavco Knife Shetty. I'm familiar with the name Gavco. but I'm not familiar with that model, and I'm not immediately familiar with what he makes. Oh, the sling. I'm sending this to an absolutely fantastic maker in Thomas Sealer in Australia. This is something I was going to show you earlier. This is the new V2 Baldric. All of the new V2 beach and tactical products are completely rebuildable. Um, but this is a Desert USMC pattern, EGKH, and a Himalayan Imports half-inch thick kukri. That's really cool. Um, I don't like EGKH. We've got some bad blood there because the owner lied to me, and I don't like them anymore. But they're cool. The big kukris are definitely cool. S7 is freaking really cool. If you need a sling for an M1A, hit me up at Beach and Tactical. I can make any of them. CFK knives, please run from CFK and IPAC. Just run. Anyways, yeah. So 2 colors, paracord. I'm hoping that in Australia in the bush, that this baldric will be a good camouflage form. Lord willing, that'll be going out here shortly. Paul W. Walker Custom Blades, S7 extractors. I'm actually buddies, I guess, with the guy who did the heat treat and a lot of the work on the S7 bolt faces and S7 extractors that are floating around coming from, I think it's a Wyoming company that was making a really cool little 5.56 setup. But yeah, it's the way to go. CFK. So these CFK wankers, A and B knives look fantastic. If I remember, I think they're made in Czechoslovakia. They look amazing. Would love to do them. So this actually is a knife sling. The Baldric sling is for large knives, and he is the man of large knives. J.P. Miller Bowie. I'm not familiar. Oh, nice. Dude, heck yeah. Zero and Black, that sounds like a great time. So, CFK and IPAC, custom forged knives. They import blanks from Pakistan and they finish them here. They say they save money by having the knives made and ground in England. In England, the most expensive country in the world to produce knives, you're having knives, you're getting your steel in England, you're paying people to grind them, you're shipping them to America, you're putting them in sheaths, and you're putting handle scales on them and selling them for $60 to $80 because you cut out the middleman. Freaking pisses me off. Marshall, I appreciate that, man. Carothers. Carothers is different than Miller Brothers. Their style is very different, very clean. Oh, CKF, Custom Knife Factory in Russia. The Russian knives, as far as I understand, have all been good. They're all good, I think. Carothers is different than Miller Brothers because they compete. They're absolutely performance driven, and they are amazing. Amazing.
Okay, it's bedtime.
So, all right, I've got to go. The wife is enticing me to come to bed.
Oh my gosh.
Get off me, Ruger. Go. Get. Cheese and crackers. Y'all have a wonderful night. I will talk to y'all later. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And FI Pack, and CFK Knives, and Black Rifle Coffee, and Benchmade, and Tim Kennedy. Who else? Ted Cruz, freaking Joe Rogan. Good night.